So number one, I'm thinking of a number. When I triple it, I get 24 as my result. What's the number? 8 is correct. Good job, guys. And it says we're gonna, discuss how we got that without screaming and shouting. Can anyone tell me how they did that? Go ahead.
Put 3 circles and then I counted.
Oh, visually, 3 circles and then counted. Did anyone do something different? Go ahead.
I just divided 24 by 3.
Divided by 3. Perfect, because division undoes multiplication. Okay, good, perfect. Number 2, I'm thinking of a number. When you multiply it by 5 and then add 3, you get 33. 6 is correct. How did you do that? Go ahead. 6 times 5 is 30, and then plus 3 is 30. So you just did it backwards. That's called unwinding. What you're doing, because you guys are all actually very smart, is you're unwinding it. All right, and then one more of these. When you add 5 to a number and then divide by 2, you get 7. What is the number? 9. Good. Perfect. How did you do that? 9 plus 5 is 14. And then divided by 2 is 7. Did anyone do guess and check? Like you guessed a number and checked it to see if it was right. And if you were close, then you made an adjustment. Yeah. Like guess and check is a totally valid way to get through a problem. Now, what we're going to do is actually work these out. Listen to me. Solving equations is not about intelligence because you have a calculator. It is about organization. I have to be able to understand what you wrote on the paper. These are the steps. I'm not going to make you write them out. I put them on the paper for you. Distribute, combine. Can we put a star or a circle around this? Because this is what gets people. You're going to combine like terms. Stop talking. On the same side of the equal sign. People try to move things across the equal sign first. No, combine things on the same side. Then you start moving things across. If it is a proportion, and by proportion, I mean fractions. If you have fractions, you're going to cross multiply. Nothing we're going to do today is new. You have done it all before. We're just going to do maybe some more advanced problems, but you've done all this before, okay? So I want you to let me know how familiar it all seems to be. And if you are all quiet and listening to me, then we'll do a halfway break, okay? Mind? So looking at this one, what would you need to do with the 2 that's out front? Distribute. Good job. So this is about staying organized. That's going to be 2x minus 6. 2 times 3 is 6. It's okay to eat, just don't make a mess. Eating doesn't bother me. I want you to stay focused, so eat. Just don't make a mess. All right, then what? Now, it's already a minus 6, so we want to do the opposite. Now, do you see how I wrote plus 6 right underneath the minus 6, and then I lined it up on this side? So the reason we did the literal equations is it gets you ready for this. This should be easier by comparison because 4 plus 6 you can actually do. You don't leave it as 4 plus 6. All right, so we get 2x equals 10. One more step. Divide 2. Perfect. We got through the first one. This should be quick and easy. You guys listen to me. It's just about organization. All right. How would you undo a plus 2? Yeah, good. You're doing the opposite of what's there. You just stay organized. So now this one has a fraction. 4/5 x equals what when we subtract 2? 12. Good. Perfect. I'm going to use another color to illustrate this for you. You use a reciprocal. So to get rid of 4/5, you will multiply by 5/4, 5/4. It is the reciprocal because then they cancel out. That's the whole point. Reciprocal. Now, if you don't know what 12 times 5/4 is, that's fine. What would you do? Desmos. Now, because I don't feel like getting out the calculator, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you it's 15. Is anyone interested in how I did that in my head? Do you want me to explain it to you? Because it's not magic. What is 12 divided by 4? 3 times 5 is 15. That bar means division. So you just divide by that number and multiply by the one on top. All right, number 6. We're going to distribute into the parentheses. If you see parentheses, you have to distribute. What's that going to give you? Does anybody know their 3x plus? Good job. Equals Now you have some combining to do on the other side. Do you see how there's a 5x minus 2x? 3x minus 4. That is called a copy error. Those are the worst because you know exactly what you're doing, but you still make a mistake because you copied something wrong. It's horrible. All right, and then we would minus 3x. Now this is kind of interesting what happens here because, well, 3x minus 3x is well, it's nothing.
0.
Yeah, 0. If you have 3 apples and someone takes away 3 apples from you, you don't have any apples left. So what we ended up with, stop talking. What we ended up with is 21 equals negative 4. Does that make any sense at all? Does 21 equal negative 4? No. So it is no solution, which means there is no possible answer. I will illustrate for you. Give me a number. That is not the answer. That is not the answer. Not the answer. Not the answer. You can do that all day long. 0 is not the answer. There is no number on God's green earth that is going to work, is what that means. Nothing will work. All right. Okay, I think you guys got it. Do you see parentheses here? Means you're going to have to distribute. You can put it in a pass. Let me know when it works. Oh, question. Stop talking so I can answer the question. Oh, okay. I'm going to get to it. 1/3 times, stop talking. 1/3 times 9. It means you're going to do 9 divided by 3. So that's going to give you 3k. Now this one, instead of x, it's k. That's fine. Plus 1/3 times 3. That's just going to be 1. If you didn't know that, you would put it in the calculator. All right. Now what else is kind of just there? Minus k. Again, it is about organization. You just have to rewrite what's there. That k doesn't look very good, so I'm going to rewrite it. Sorry, I don't want to confuse anybody. Equals. Did it work? Let me finish writing this line. All right, now we're going to distribute not a 2, but a good. All right, that's going to give you negative 2k. And then what is negative 2 times negative 8? Positive 16. Good job. Plus 16. And then what else is like just there? Yeah, plus 7. Now, this is the step that gets people. You have to combine things together on the same side. We're not ready to move stuff across the equal sign yet. What's going to combine together just on this side? The k's, right? 3k minus k. Why is it 2k? Because it's minus. Good. Plus 1. And then what combines together just on this side? Yeah, the numbers, right? 16 plus 7. So you get negative 2k plus 23. Good job. Now you can move things across the equal sign. So we're going to do plus 2k to both sides. Do you see how I lined it up? It's not about being smart. You guys know 2 plus 2 is 4. All right. It is about being organized more than anything else. Because I meet people that are brilliant and can't get through a math problem because it's like number explosion all over the paper. You got to stay organized. All right. So this will be 4k plus 1 equals 23. And then it feels like you're almost there. We got 2 more steps. What's next? Minus 1. So 4k equals 22. And then divide by 4. Now you could put it in the calculator, but 22/4 will reduce. They will both divide by 2. So 11/2. Good job. Is it okay to end up with a fraction answer? Yeah, it just comes out to whatever it comes out to. That's fine. See if we can get through a couple more. And you guys are being all right, so I'll give you a break if we can get through these 2 without any incident. Do you see fractions? Fraction equals a fraction. That's called a proportion. You cross multiply. Good. It's x. Well, can I go the other way? I always start at the top left. It doesn't technically matter which way you write it, but I start with the top left just because that's how we read. So you're going to do 4 times 11, which would be 44, equals, believe it or not, the thing people mess up the most is they lose the equal sign. So please don't forget to put an equal sign in there. And then 2 times x is 2x. Don't overthink that. And then your last step, perfect, divide by 2. So 22 equals x. Hey, Miss Cole, the x ended up on the right side instead of the left side. That's fine. Doesn't matter as long as you get an answer. All right, let's try and get through one more. This is going all right now. I finally have gotten you guys like to listen to me. All right, do you see parentheses? Stop talking. That means you're going to have to distribute. So let's do the first part. Distribute a 3. Are you writing this down with me? Pick up your pencil and set the marker. Okay, well, I got you. All right, so that's going to be 3n plus 9. Now look, you're not distributing a 4, but a negative 4. So be really careful. Negative 4 times negative 2 is positive. Good job. And then it would be negative 4n. Perfect. Equals 19. You just recopy what's there. Now you are not ready to move stuff to the other side. You have to combine things together first. Now this is kind of tricky actually. 3n minus 4n is negative 1n, or just negative n if you don't want to put the 1. And then 9 plus 8 is 17. I wrote the 1. You don't have to. You can, it's like personal preference. All right. All right, then what? We're almost there. Minus 17. Good. So we get negative 1n equals 2. And you're not done yet. Good. And what is it? Perfect. Nice job. Heck yeah. That was n equals negative 2. So looking at this one, do you see this bar? What does it mean? It means division. Stop talking and look up here. How do you undo division? I'm going to times by 6, but I'm going to pause until I've got everybody's attention. Oh, my pause button didn't work. Are we all together here? Okay. Now here's the thing. When you multiply the right side by 6, and the point of that is to cancel these. When you multiply the left side by 6, you need to put parentheses around. Give it a hug. Because you need to multiply it to the whole thing. Okay, so we've got 6 parentheses, all of that equals, and then what's left on the other side that I didn't cross out? Yep, 5 plus x. So we got rid of the fraction. Go team. Now what? Distribute. Good. That is going to give you negative 6 plus 24x. Good. Write it down as well. Understanding it is not enough. You have to write it too. Equals 5 plus x. Sometimes life is like that, and you just have to recopy what's there. Now what? Minus x. Do you see how I lined it up? These line up and these x's line up? Okay. So that's negative 6 plus what? 23x. Good. Equals 5. Almost done. There's 2 more steps. Plus 6. Good job. So that will be 23x equals 11. And then what's your last step? Divide by 23. 11 divided by 23 does not reduce. Do you remember how we had that other fraction and we reduced it? So you're actually just going to leave it as 11 over 23. That's a great answer. Don't discriminate. It just comes out to whatever it comes out to. You don't have to worry about it. Just whatever you get is your answer. Then you're done. Looking at the next one. Do you see fractions? What are you going to do? Cross multiply. Good job. Now, it doesn't matter which way you do it. I just always start with the top left because that's how we read. You start at the top left of a page. So we're going to do 7 times 6. Does anyone know that one? It is 42. Good job. Now, the most common mistake here is people forget an equal sign. Just don't forget to put an equal sign. And when you multiply this way, I know the hallway just got noisy. It's okay. It's 13 times a minus 4. You're going to have to give that a hug. Put parentheses around it because the 13 gets multiplied to all of it. It's the whole thing. Good. Distribute. I don't want to go too fast, though. Is everybody with me? Distribute. So it is going to be 13a minus, I'm gonna just be your calculator for right now. It's 52. But you would type 13 times 4 into Desmos, right? I did that one in my head. Well, I live in this room and do math problems. Any other subject you give me, history, science, whatever, I will not be good at it.
What language are you?
Well, I can read, you know. All right, then what?
You do,
Are you guys with me back then?
plus 52.
Plus 52. Do you see how I lined it up? You guys stay quiet. We'll get done with this. You guys can get your classwork done, not have homework. That is 94. Good job. Equals 13a. And your last step is divide by 13. Now, I'll be real honest. I don't actually know 94 divided by 13. I am going to type that in and see if that reduces. I'm not sure if it does. I don't know that one.
I'm going.
Oh, yeah, it does not. It does not turn out nice. We're just going to leave it as 94 over 13. Yeah, it's just whatever it comes out to. All right, number 12. What are we going to do first? Focus for me. We're going to do a few more. Distribute. Good job. Hey, can you stick with me back there? Focus. Half of 10. 5. It's just going to be negative. So negative 5x. Stop that. Hey, what's half of 18? 9. Good job. Equals. Now you can combine something over here. Which two can you combine? Yeah, it's 12 minus 3. Can you stop that? So it'll be 9 minus 5x. Good job. Then you would add 5x to both sides, but you should hopefully go, hey, wait, hold on a second. Because what's going to happen to those? Yeah, you get rid of them. They're gone. And you got 9 equals 9. Now, do you remember that other question where we got, I don't remember what it was, 21 equals negative 4, and we said no solution because that doesn't make any sense, right? But 9 does equal 9. So instead of no solution, it's the opposite. It's infinite solutions. So I will explain to you what that means if you stop talking. Give me a number.
8.
That works. Give me another one.
8. 21.
That works too. That works too.
4 billion.
That works too. What it means is every single number in existence is the answer.
Even 0?
Correct.
0 is a number.
0 is a number and it counts, but that's a good question because 0 does mess people up. Yeah. Yes. And somebody else had asked me too. I have everybody back. So if you need to put in a pass, you can go ahead and do that. Stop talking. I'm going to skip this one because I think we don't need to do every single one on here, but I am going to do a few more. I want to do this one because it's fractions. Can you focus for me over here? So when you have fractions, you're going to do what? Cross multiply. Good job. It's called a proportion. Now you're going to need to give some hugs around these. Put parentheses. So when you multiply this way, it's going to be 3 times all of that. And then an equal sign. Again, the most common mistake I get with these are that people don't put an equal sign and then you forget totally what you're doing because you don't have an equals anymore. So keep your equals there. And then what will go on the other side? Yep, perfect. All of that stuff. And then you're back to like familiar territory. What would you do like after that? Yeah, you're going to have to distribute. Once you get rid of the fractions, like usually everybody's okay. Do we know how to multiply by 3? It would be 9x plus 12. But if you didn't know that, or you just wanted to check, there is no shame in typing it in the calculator. Did your pass go through? Okay, go ahead. All right, equals, when we distribute here, that'll be 10x minus 10. Perfect. Then what? Now, would you minus the 10x or minus the 9x? It actually doesn't matter. You will get the same answer both ways. I'm going to choose to minus the 9x in this one just to keep it positive. Hey, Ms. Cole, I worked ahead of you and I already did it the other way. You're going to get the same answer as me. It's a personal preference thing. It literally doesn't matter. So we're going to get 12 equals what? Yeah, 1x. You can put the 1 if you want to. Minus 10. Again, that boils down to personal preference if you want to put the 1 in front of that. And then one more step is plus 10. So 22 equals x. Now, if you did it the other way, you ended up with a negative in there somewhere and had to cancel it out, but you still should have gotten a positive 22. All right, this one involves words. Let's read. DeAndre is going bowling with some friends. It costs $5 to rent shoes, $3 per game. Let's put, oh my gosh, slope. So it's going to be 3, what? Good, 3x, then what? Put it together. Plus 5. Good, equals 11, and then we're going to solve it. That went so well. Oh my gosh, I thought I was going to have to pull teeth to get that out of you. You even said the word slope. Awesome. 10 out of 10. All right. You would subtract 5. Good. 3x equals 6. Divide 3. Now, when it's a word problem, you have to put units. It is 2. 2 games. Good job. He has enough money to play 2 games. I don't know that you'd want to bowl more than 2 games. There's 10 frames in a game. That's an awful lot. I would be bored with bowling by the time I was done. Now we'll just do 2 on the back here. This one has a picture, so we'll do this one. And then we'll do 16 and 17 and end with that. Oh, it's a pool. Hey, you see swimming. All right. Stop talking. This is a good luck question for you. I can make one for a warm-up next time. All right. The area of the surface of a swimming pool is 210 square feet. Find the value of D. Do you know, just from being alive for 14 years, how you get the area of a rectangle? Whoever said length times width back there, that was you? Thank you. All right. So what is the length? This amount is D and this amount is 9. Do not overthink it. Put it all together. What's the length here? No. D plus 9. Very good. And then this side is 10. So we are going to multiply those together. You do need to give it a hug. So when you multiply those, it's 10 times D plus 9. Now you should hopefully go, hey, wait a second, something's missing. We need an equal sign, and then something needs to go on the other side. Why is it 210? Because that's the area. You always go back to the problem and try to find it. Good job, guys. All right, now we're almost done. There's actually only 2 steps to this. We're going to distribute plus 90, good, equals 210. I know the numbers got big, but they end with 0, so it's not too hard. Minus 90. I'm running out of space, so I'm going to come over here. I wrote too big. 10D equals...
It's too early for this.
Now, when you divide by 10, it is 12. Now you need units because it was a story problem. Look back at the problem. Good, it's feet. Don't ever make up units. They're in the problem. Just go back and read it. They're going to be there somewhere. All right, and then we'll do 17 and we'll end with that one because I think I made you do enough problems, right? A blueprint for a house states that 2.5 inches equals 10 feet. Can we real quick, do you understand like what a blueprint is?
Yes.
Or like, do you understand when you're looking at a map? Like when you're looking at a map, it's obviously like scaled to what the actual state is or whatever. Okay, so we have inches. Do you see that? And we have feet. So what I always tell everybody to do is right off to the side, we're going to put inches over feet. Hey, Miss Cole, could I put feet over inches? Sure, you just have to be consistent. So it doesn't matter which way you do it as long as you're consistent. But I'm going to write inches over feet. So we've got 2.5 over 10. Do you guys see how I did that? Now, what do we not have that needs to be there? An equal sign. Good job. Equals. Now, read the problem. It says 12 feet. So look at my little key over here. Do I want that 12 to go on the numerator or the denominator? Good. Do you see? Because it's feet. This is what we're missing. So, oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. X. And then you just cross multiply it. So crossing this way. $30.
34.
No, 30. Here, I'll type it in. What was it? 12?
Well,
Yeah, 30. Okay, I just want to make sure I did it right in my head. All right, 30 equals 10x. Divide by 10. X is 3 what? Now, x was in the numerator. Do you see how x was in the numerator?
Mhm.
So in the numerator is inches. And that's why I always say to write that off to the side, because then you won't forget.